Hello and welcome to my yoga lifestyle channel. I'm Melissa. This channel was created in response to my main channel, Yoga with Melissa, and we release a video here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. The kind of videos that I release are videos that are about answering your questions. I also do quite a bit of sneak peeks of the videos that are coming out in our membership community, and we do some vlogs that are about my life here in Victoria B.C. So right now, things are a little bit crazy in the world and scary. The coronavirus has hit a pandemic. And the one thing that this has really brought to the forefront to me is that things are constantly changing, and we just can't really know what's going to be happening in the near future. So what we're releasing in the membership community in April are a series of classes on the moon phases and how the phases of the moon relate to yoga. And the biggest thing to me about that series of classes is that our energy is constantly changing, just like the moon. Sometimes we're going to have more energy, sometimes we're going to have less energy. And when we can go with that energy and be in alignment, we can be in harmony rather than fighting against it. One thing in our culture is we tend to have a tendency to want to always be on this kind of forward trajectory rather than ebbing and flowing with our energy. And this isn't to minimize what any of us are going through right now, because it's extraordinarily challenging. But part of what this series of classes allows us to do is to tune into that flow of energy that's constantly changing and to come a little bit more at peace with the constant change. So that's something that we'll be talking about here in the coming months. I'm also going to talk a little bit more about why I teach the styles of yoga that I teach. So I teach yin and hatha, restorative and nidra. So I teach a balance of yin and yang styles, and we need both, especially in times like this where we're dealing with a lot of stress. So the stress is there to mobilize us. The stress is meant to help us fight the tiger, so to speak. If we don't actually move that chemical cocktail that's coming through our body, then it just sits in our body and we're going to feel more anxious and stressed. So that's why I like to teach the hatha styles classes. But after that, we need to rest and sit back. So this goes back to the flowing of the phases of the moon and 5-element theory, which I also teach about in our membership community. We need to rest after to build that resiliency again, to build up that yin energy again. So that's why the yin and the hatha and the nidra are important as well. So I'll be talking about that here this month in my community. But if you have any questions right now, I'm happy to answer them within the scope of my practice. I'm not a medical expert at all, but I'm happy to speak about them within the scope of my experience and yoga practice. So that's a little bit about what we're here for. If that sounds like something that's of interest to you, then please subscribe, and also come on over to my main channel where we have full-length yoga classes every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Thanks for being with us. Namaste.